All right, guys, let's keep going here. Okay, so let's connect our EC2 instance. So your EC2 instance is working, and you've just set up virtual VS Code. You have all the ingredients that you need to set up a connection to your EC2 instance. So once we're connected, we can work inside our EC2 instance to set up the web app. All right, so this is exactly where we are, right? We already have our IAM user profile where we use that to create our EC2 instance, and we also have the environment Visual Studio Code where we're going to be using that for our application. Okay, so in your own words, we are going to use Visual Studio Code to connect to our EC2 instance. Why? Because that's where we are going to host the web app. Right? That makes sense. Okay. This next step has a few important details, so take extra care here. Okay. Use the following command to connect to your EC2 instance. Okay, so SSH I okay. Okay. So replace path to your PEM file with the actual path to your private key file. Alright. And delete the square brackets. Okay, and then replace your public IP DNS with your EC2 instance public IPv4 address and delete. Okay. So how we're going to do this, guys, is let's make sure that we are connected here, that we are on the correct path. Okay, now once we get there, let's go ahead and copy and paste this, right? But we're not gonna click enter because what? We need to replace this. Alright. Now, let me double check here. And we are going to use this, guys. This is how we're going to do it. And we're going to, right? So you need to make sure that you're copying the whole path where where your PEM file is located. So in this case, it's in user, Soria, desktop, DevOps, and then here I just need to add the correct name for the file. Alright, so and then here we have to go ahead and grab that public IP address. Where are we gonna grab that from? We have to go back here to our instance. We'll click here, and it should be this right here. So EC2 user. Pretty sure it's this that we're going to copy. It's not the host name. So if we go to networking, okay, so it's this public IPv4 DNS. Is it the DNS? Yes, DNS. Okay, so if everything is right, this should work. So let's hit enter. Okay, what does it say here? Warning, identity file not accessible. No such file or directory. Okay. The authenticity of host can't be established. Blah blah blah. Key fingerprint. This key is not known by any other names. Are you sure you want to continue? Let's hit yes. Actually, yes. And it says permanently added. to the list of known hosts, and then it says permission denied. Okay, so it looks like we might be running into an error. I'm not sure yet. Okay, let's see if we can grab more information from here. Stuck on this step, totally it's okay. So blah blah blah. So this is telling us what the command does. So SSH starts a secure shell connection to your EC2 instance. The -I, it says specifies the identity file you're using to authenticate a connection, and then this is going to specify the username and the address of the EC2 instance public DNS to connect to. A public's IPv4 DNS, which stands for domain name system, is the public address for your EC2 server that the internet uses to find and connect to it. The local computer you're using to do this project will find and connect to your EC2 instance through this IPv4 DNS. Alright, so a server's IPv4 DNS is an address that what does it say? Is a public address for your EC2 that the internet uses to find. Okay. It's an address that the internet uses to find the EC2 server, right? Okay, so it looks like we are stuck, of course, but this is good, guys, because now is that we have to use our critical thinking and knowledge. So it says that it cannot be established. I'm afraid the reason why is because let's go back here and let's copy. I don't know why. So the first thing that it says is that it cannot find key pairs. Oh, sorry, is that what it's called, guys? Next word key pair, and then dash Bruno. Sorry, at that PEM. So I mean that looks like that's the correct. That's the correct. File path, right? Am I right or am I not right? Now, according to this, it has to be. So what if we do? What if we just do this? I shouldn't have deleted that, but what if we do that and then just add here? Sorry, it worked. I used this, like I used it like this because that's how I used it last time. Not really sure. I mean, this little sign right here, it pretty much says that whatever is before that, you know, okay, I see what happens. So you see the /, I think that's why I didn't take it, because it needs to be a /, not a backslash. Okay, so we need to, you know, look at these little things, guys. Um, so it looks like we're connected. Why do I say we're connected? Because we're receiving this, right? Which means we are already on the EC2 instance. So we are connected. We're good. We're good, guys. All right. So I hope you don't run into any other errors. Just again, make sure that you are typing the correct name, that you're using forward slashes. Try to use this format. If if you type this and it doesn't work, try to use that sign. Again, you grab the IPv4 DNS address from here, right? So you can go to networking, and as a matter of fact, you can also find it from here. So you can just copy and paste that, and you should be good to go. All right, so we're good, guys. We're good. Okay. So how do I know I've connected? Yes, because of course I can see the IP address. All right, so it wants us to take a screenshot of that. All right, let's do it. Let's do it. Okay. EC2 instance downloads. Alright, so we'll go ahead and upload it. And what does it say here? So oops, what did I do? To connect to my EC2 instance, I run the command. What's the command we run, guys? Let's just copy and paste. It was this. All right, so step number 5, we're making progress. This is good. All right, so the connection is done. This means your terminal has now entered into your EC2 instance and can be used like a computer that's right in front of you. Our goal today is to set up a web app inside this instance. So let's install 2 tools that are going to help us build Java web apps. Introducing Apache, Maven, and Amazon Corretto 8. In this step, you're going to install Maven on your EC2 instance, install Corretto 8, a version of Java, and verify the installations. Okay, so what are we doing? We are going to install some tools that will allow us to create our web app. Right? Okay. So at this point, you can do a copy and then you can paste that over here. I already have it installed, so I'm not gonna run it. Alright, I'm not gonna run it, but you guys should do it, and that should automatically install the Apache Maven. Okay, this is what it's going to look like. So what is Apache Maven? What does it do? It is a powerful tool that automates the building of software. Okay, what does this building mean? Building is a process that turns your code into a final product, like web apps, that is ready for virtual machines like EC2 instances to host. The key steps include compiling, so it will convert your code in the written programming language, in this case Java, and it will, okay, so it's like it's a compiler, right? So what compilers do, it translates the programming language, right? It could be Python, Java, C++, C#, you name it, and it will translate that code that we are able to read into machine language, which is what? Binary. So that's what we're going to install right now. Okay, it says linking, combining the compiled machine code with additional dependencies, which are external resources your application needs to work, to create a single program for the computer to run all together. Okay, so not only it's going to compile the code, into machine code, but it will also install additional dependencies that are going to be needed for the whole program to work efficiently. Assembling your file into a package. For Java projects, this would be a jar file that you'll learn more about later in this DevOps series. This jar file makes your program easily distributed or deployed in other environments. A package. So a package, like the name, it means what the name means. All right, so we're going to put all our code and all our dependencies, all the files that we need to run this application on a package. That way, if we wanna access this EC2 instance with all these files that we need for the code to work, we can just copy or grab that package and install it on a different machine. Make sense? Testing, running automated tests to make sure your software works without bugs or issues. In conclusion, it's going to give us, it's just a tool that is going to allow us to build this software and have all the necessary tools that it needs for the program to be efficient and for it to work on EC2 instances. These steps are so important for producing a functional software application helpful to help tools like Apache maybe automate these processes for you. What do these commands do? These commands first download a setup file that tells your computer where to find Apache Maven, and then they install Maven automatically and all. Okay, so Apache Maven is a tool needed for web apps, for the development of web apps that can be run on EC2 instances. It contains all the equipment necessary to run the program efficiently. Okay, so Maven is required in this project. I guess I already answered that. So we can just copy this and this project because it contains all the equipment necessary to work. Okay. So the next thing that we're going to install, guys, is going to be Amazon Corretto. Okay, what is this? Again, you can just run this code. I have already done it before, so I'm not going to do it again, but just copy and paste that. What is it? Amazon Corretto 8 is a Java. Okay, that's what it says. Okay, Java is a popular programming language used to build different types of applications, from mobile apps to large enterprise systems. Amazon Corretto 8 is a version of Java that we're using for this project. It's free, reliable, and provided. Okay, so it's just a version of Java, right? What do these commands do? The first command installs Java Amazon Corretto 8. Then the second command tells your EC2 instance how to find Java, because it'll need to know Java's location to run Java commands. The last command is a time saver. You are saving Java's location so you can run Java commands from anywhere in your EC2 instance without needing to type out the full location each time. So let's kind of dissect, right, of what we're seeing here. Sudo is a command that we use to demand for something to happen to the operating system. So we're demanding that we're going to install this version of Java, Corretto. Okay, then we're going to export, we're going to export it. Okay, and we're also going to, so we're going to export that location of where we installed this version of Java, and then we're explicitly telling it where to find that file. Okay, so that's what it's saying here. The text you see after these commands is the terminal keeping you updated about its progress with installing Java. It shows the specific packages it's going to install, downloading status, and even verifying that everything was installed. So yes, that's what these things mean. So Java is a programming language to build web applications and enterprise level applications. Yes, yes. Java is required in this project because it is the language that we are going to use to develop our web app. The questions are kind of silly, but I mean it's good. It's good that you're typing this in so you're able to remember what's going on. To verify that Maven is installed correctly, run the following command. Okay, this is something that I could do. So it's nvn, what's n, right? Oops. Oh, so it was a v. So can we do this? Is it mvn? MVN, yeah. Okay, so maybe I never installed it. Oh, because this is a new instance and new everything, perhaps I need to start over. So let me do that. Okay. Yeah, because this is a new instance, so it's not gonna save. So let me do that. Okay, so we installed Maven, right, which includes all the stuff that we're going to need for the project to work efficiently. And now we're going to install that version of Java here. Okay, and we're just going to give it a minute. All right, so it's installing. While it's doing that, so the next thing is we're going to make sure that it's installed. So it looks like it's just still running. Shouldn't take too long, but yeah, I hope everything that we've been doing so far makes sense, guys. If there's something you don't understand, or I feel like I'm going a little bit too fast, but that's because I really understand what I'm going, because I've done it before. But I'm just I think I'm being very concise. I'm not trying to give you too much information either, or we're just trying to make it as simple as possible, okay, and clear as possible. So do we have it? Yes, we have that version of Maven installed. And then let's check what version of Java do we have installed here. So Java version. So you can do Java, I think it's 2, right? Okay, so that's going to be our version. Okay, so we're good, guys. We're making progress. If the command above doesn't return an open JDK version 1.8, run the following command that allows you to choose the correct. Okay, so they want that specific one. Okay, so we do have the right one, 1.8, so we're good. We're good, guys. Okay, so we are doing good. All right, guys, so before we jump into step number 6, I'm going to stop it right here and we'll continue in just a few minutes. See you in a minute.